Right guys, welcome back to the Journey Career Mode. Now, as you remember, we have taken over Norwich and gotten them into the Premier League. So this is our first big season really in this career mode. So we're starting in the Premier League. We're going to need some big transfers probably. So hopefully the board gives us a nice bit of money to use. Probably some more players we're going to have to get out. We're going to have to get some high rated players in probably, as the game's probably going to give us a pre-season tournament here. There's a lot happening by the looks of things. Probably a lot of guys leaving, and if we'd sold any. But this game's definitely taking a while to load. So here's the pre-season tournament invites, taking the one with the most money of course. And then, let's see, yeah, a lot of guys have left the club. So I wonder, does that leave the squad quite low? Or is it still okay? No, it's very low. It's very low. So this transfer window, we're going to need like a whole midfield, probably some strikers, and maybe two centre backs. The full backs I'm not too worried about. The right mid position not too bad. Some centre mid, centre backs and a striker is probably what we're going to need. And we've got 84.5 million to do it, which is perfect. So we've got the first pre-season game here against Sampdoria, and we don't even have enough players to fill the bench. Thankfully we have enough players for a full team. There's guys on international duty and stuff, but we still get the 2-1 win, which is great. We're definitely going to need to bring in some squad depth, and we've agreed to sign Andreas Christensen, who has moved to Lyon. So we're gonna negotiate his wages and hopefully bring him in soon. So we've got the game against Getafe now. Second game, can we get another win which would put us through? We do 2-0 win, and usually that's enough to get you through the group. So yeah, that's us through now. So Christensen has accepted, and Andreas Christensen has joined the club. We've got a few offers here, one for Hanley, which we're going to accept, and one for Tribal, which we're going to try and get a wee bit more for. And we're also going to put Christensen into the squad here. We'll drop Frank down to the bench and get Christensen into the back line. So the final group stage game against Cologne, Christensen's first game, and it's a 1-1 draw, so we're through anyway. So hopefully we can win pre-season and get a bit more money in. There's the first tournament prize money. So, because we're probably going to need it. There's a few big signings hopefully going to come in, but we have made some sales here. We've got an offer here for Godfrey. I'm going to delegate and see what I can get for him. And Hanley has sold to Real Oviedo, which gives us a bit more cash. So, and we're going to be jumping into the semi-final here against Bremen. Here we go. Are we making it through to the final of the pre-season tournament? We are 3-0, and I think everybody's back from international duty. So we've got a full squad now, which is good. And Tribal has been sold to Cardiff for 4.1 mil. So we're definitely getting the cash in. We just need to try and get more players in, because the depth was bad enough. So maybe selling a little bit too much. West Brom want Kenny McLean, and again we're gonna try and get a bit more. We're gonna listen to this offer and let him go. So here we go, the final of the pre-season tournament against Schalke, and it's a 1-0 win. brilliant. More money into the club, which means more signings, which we really need. We've made our second signing of this window, boys. Denya has joined us from Getafe, again 83 rated, which puts him into the starting lineup. So things are looking good here in terms of quality. We're going to give the captaincy now to Lewis, since Zimmerman is out of the team, but we're looking good in terms of quality. I think we just need a bit more depth. So we've got an offer here for Pookie, and we're actually going to reject this one for once. But Kenny McLean will be leaving for West Brom, hopefully. So more players going out, but definitely a few going to be coming in. And Gressel is another one heading out, which might shock a few people, but 75 rated. I don't know why he's worth so much, but McLean's transfers talks have broken down, so it looks like he's going to be staying. And Gressel also will not be going anywhere in the end. So McLean chance to leave again, and we'll see where this goes. We're in the last month of the window now. So McLean's transfers talks have broken down again, but it's alright. We've got our first home game in the Premier League, the first game of the season, home to Bournemouth. What can we do? Hopefully we get a win here, and it's a 2-1 loss. That is unfortunate. We were hoping to try and get the win there. Thought the team was looking pretty good, but maybe just need one or two more signings, I guess, before the window closes. So boys, we've made another new signing. Divock Origi has joined us from Liverpool for 17.5 million, which means he is now going to be starting up front, head of Pookie. So we're getting there with depth. I know every time we bring a player out or a player in, someone goes out, but we've got Leeds up next, and it's probably a game where we need to get some points. We can't really afford to be drawing or losing here. We need to get our Premier League season underway. So here we go, at home to Leeds as well, boys. We've been gifted 2 home games to start our Premier League season. They lost to Watford on the first day 2-0, and we beat them 2-1, and Divock Origi scores on his debut. Brilliant scenes, and the Premier League season is underway for us, because we're going to have to pick up points in certain games if we're going to stay up in this league. So, away to West Ham, which the toughest game we've had so far, to be honest, but they also lost to Bournemouth. And we get a 1-0 win. Buendia with the goal, and I'm thinking this squad's going to be alright in the Premier League. It's a quite highly rated squad, and Leitner has been sold to Club Brugge for 7.2 mil, because we're at that point in FIFA career mode now where every team just has ridiculous amounts of money to spend. So even Norwich is getting like 80 mil a season. So we have the second round of the League Cup here against Blackburn, and it should be a win, boys. And it is a 3-1 win. Buendia, who's been on fire at the start of this season, and Origi gets another goal for the club. Solid, straight through to the next round. Now, transfer offer for Pookie, again, rejecting. I'm not sure there's going to be too much more business happening in this window, boys. So, game at home to Everton here, the last game of the transfer window, and it's gonna be a 2-1 win. Origi and Pookie, and we've really started to get some good results here in this league, so it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a positive season with Norwich in the Prem, boys. Deadline day has come to an end. Nothing else happened. We've still got about 23 million to spend in January, so hopefully a few more players be available by then. but it's definitely a tight one. But we are going to play. Yeah, he's useless, but we are going to play this game here against Manchester City away, and we're going to see what we can do in the Premier League against one of their top sides. So let's go, boys. So here we are at the Etihad, and as usual, the away section is probably more filled than the home section, but we'll not get into that. Big game here for the Norwich boys. We went from 13th into the promotion playoffs in the space of 6 months last season in the Championship. Now we're in the Premier League, so we've got to make some big moves and come here and make an impact. So an impact has not been made. It was such an awful goal to concede. De Bruyne, he gets the ball past to him, you'll see in a minute here. Great tackle there from Christensen. But as it did, yeah, he passed it straight to De Bruyne. And yeah, it's 1-0 City. So we definitely need to do something here. Buendia, he's had a good start this season. Origi tried to play Rafinha. Gressel. Rafinha does get it. Hernandez. Low driven in. Doesn't quite come off. Lewis up on it. Surely that's after the ref. It is. Right. Where's the movement there, boys? And that's an absolutely poor pass. I thought we'd won it back there, but ball just bounces back to City as usual. We've won the ball in midfield, boys, but we've nowhere to go with it here. We found Lewis out in the left, but City just cutting out everything. Rafinha, he's coming forward, one of the best players in this team. And I told him to play that the first time and he didn't. So he messed that whole thing up after I just called him one of the best players in the team. Absolutely typical. He has gone and got it back. He almost gave it away again there, but it's alright. Somebody else give it away. Because that just has to happen, doesn't it? And City are probably going to come at us and score now. Mahrez to Jesus, back out to Mahrez. It's whipped in. We haven't got it cleared. How does that even happen? That has to be the worst defending I've ever seen. We've got a chance here. Origi finishes it under the pressure. He does well, but we'll have a goal back, boys. 2-1. We're back in this game. You know, how ironic that the Liverpool man scores against City. You know, not saying anything, but league title maybe on the line, who knows. But we need to try and get this equaliser. It would be brilliant if we could get it before half time, but we might not, and we're just going to need a really big second half. Origi, have you not won that, mate? You're such a tall, lanky player, and you haven't been able to win that header. But now he's got it. Oh, it's just a poor pass. Half time, and we're a goal down, boys. Second half, we're gonna try and attack early, boys. Rafinha, you've messed that up again. If you actually control the ball there, you can play Origi through, and he's one-on-one again. Instead, you had to go and muck it up. You're absolutely useless. What do I even buy you for? I actually feel like selling you now, because you're useless in game. All you are is a friggin' rating. You actually managed to play a pass there for once. And Origi isn't going to get there, because big fat John Stone's going to get there instead. I actually hate this team with a passion. Seriously do. And these Norwich guys aren't helping, because apparently they can't pass a ball or win the ball or do anything with the ball except concede. We've got an attack going here, boys. Hernandez out the left. Needs to play it in, he has. What? Who messed up? Of course. Of course. That is the miss of the season, Rafinha. That's the miss of the season. That's shocking. And now City have made it 3. It could have been 2-2, and now we're 3-1 down. There's only one man to blame for that. Rafinha. And here he is again. He better do something with it this time. He's actually played Hernandez, and you know what, Rafinha, just stay out of the box this time. Because every time you get the ball, you mess something up. We could have actually been in this game, but instead Rafinha has just messed the whole situation up. And now, see if that's a free kick. Or at least it's our free kick. We're going to whip it in back post. Divock, get up, son. Keep the ball in. Get the cross in. Of course, Rafinha's too short. And City probably going to hit us on the counter attack here. And they're probably going to score and make it 4-1. Because look, can't even tackle. Would not have been surprised if that went in, to be honest. Got a wee attack going on here, boys. Rafinha, get to that, yeah. Are you serious? He must have had the worst game in history today. I've never seen a player have a game as bad as him. Seriously have not. So, last few seconds, boys. And that will wrap it up. A 3-1 defeat, and Rafinha is officially the worst player in history. So now all that's left to do, lads, is sim until the midway point of the season and see how we're getting on. So I'll see you there. So boys, we've made it to the midway point of the season, so we're going to see how we're doing. This is the FA Cup, don't care about it. So Premier League, we're 5th. That's unreal. We're only a point behind Liverpool. We're a point out of the top 4. That's not bad. We could be going for European football this season. That would be cool. But obviously we're moving clubs at the end of this season anyway, which is going to be interesting because we're in the Premier League and we don't stay in the same league. So what are we going to do? Who knows? Who's been doing the bits for us? Goals. Rafinha's actually decided to step up now. Origi also doing bits. Buendia has started well. Assists, Rafinha and Buendia. Hernandez. Yeah, Rafinha's decided to step up now. But that's it for this episode today, boys. And in the next episode we will be finishing our first season in the Premier League. So I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.